Hello everyone, this is Anila. I'm a clinical psychologist, speech and language therapist, and I'm a neurodivergent advocate. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm a trauma informed therapist. I'm from Pakistan, and today I'm going to talk about a little bit about my journey. And I'm so glad that Sarah, you give me this chance again, and uh, you're just making me the special edition. And I'm just sorry for the background voices, by the way. So I'm just going to start my presentation, and I'm sure that everybody can see, and I am just glad that today I get a chance to do all this presentation with you people. So as you all know that, I hope you can all see. That's okay. So this is uh, I think you can see the picture. So the picture is one of the autism summit picture where me, Sarah, and some of other advocate are on the, the hosts are sitting there and they're just talking to each other and they're gossiping with each other. So let me start um, from the slide. So as you all know that I'm from Pakistan. I'm maybe a lot of you don't know me, but if you just I start calling myself somebody who's you can know on the Google. So if you just put my name Anila Khan, you just find me over there. But I, instead of talking about so much about myself, you know, I just want to call myself that I am somebody who is working for neurodivergent advocacy. So I'm somebody who want to see and connect neurodivergent voices and cultures around the world and beyond boundaries, beyond culture. Because what I find is it's it's amazing to see how people are so unique and yet they are connected with each other. So I also want to understand that how white, brown, and black perspective are unique, but how neuro minorities and racial communities are affecting each other and how it is affecting the diagnosis process. And also I also work with early teens and late diagnosed autistic ADHD and neurodivergent adult. And by the way, when I'm talking about neurodivergent community, I make sure that I clear that I'm talking about autism and ADHD or ADHD and parents or children or late diagnosed, because it is very important for all of us uh, to do this distinction that we are talking about what. So I just give you a little perspective. So uh, the when I started my work in the global community, I think it might be 4 or 5 years ago. So what I started was I started the different Twitter spaces. I will do Instagram live, I will go on Facebook, I will do Facebook live, I will do virtual workshops, I will do webinars, I will do trainings, and I will do podcasts. And initially I was doing those things in only my own native language. Well, my native language is Pashto, by the way, but I'm talking about Urdu. So I was working in Urdu. Later on I wanted to work with English community as well, and with the passage of time I started doing stuff in my own native language, that is Pashto, because I'm from the north side and our language is different. So that's how I started global or international advocacy. I'm so glad to one of my mentor who is cricket. Like I always want to say thank you to cricket, and I always want to say thank you to uh, uh, Enoch. He's my mentor. He's my family. He's somebody who would give me guidance and beyond. Like whenever I will ask question from he will always have answer. So I was always somebody who would have a lot of question, and people would sometimes feel annoyed that why they have to answer all the question. So like I told you that I was initially doing all those things in my own native places, and I initially started my career as a internee psychologist, and I was working with autistic and ADHD with disability, and I was not diagnosed. I was not aware of the fact that I have that condition myself. So it was more like that I would feel connected to those individuals. But my trainer used to call me that you have ADHD, and I would say no, the boys on ADHD are hyper. Girls are not hyper like me. Like I am hyperactive person. How can I be ADHD? But beyond that, I was working, I was learning, and I was all the time questioning the diagnostic criteria that I was working with, and all the time I would just uh, you know uh, question the criteria of depression and anxiety. And when I was working with children, I would knew that. Every child is different, and we have to have a different approach. So that lead me to understanding that the system that we have, it is coming from uh, other countries. So what are the circumstances that are involved in diagnosis those children? And I would knew a lot of people who would go there, who would go to your countries, like they would go to UK, they would go to US, and what they will do was they would take a lot of, it will take them like a lot of time, like 1 year, 2 year, or 6 month, or 12-month time to get their child diagnosed. So they didn't understand that once the child is diagnosed, what they're gonna do with that. So it lead me, or it give me the way to uh, go to the to the international community. And slowly and gradually, like 4 or 5 years ago, I got idea that I am somebody who is who is autistic. And when I started doing my own research, and I wanted to do all those connecting adults, learning their ways, learning other people's ways, that lead me to the research part. And then I get to know about myself. Then I got diagnosed with autism and ADHD. So I'm basically ADHD, but my ADHD profile is just more like a profile with hyperactivity, which is a boy type, by the way. So culture barriers, it's important to understand the communities, it's important to understand the criterias, because from the community that I belong to, it's not a it's a very, somebody who is active, they like that person. If the person is active, the person can do anything. And if you're a girl, you can do house chore, you can go option, you can do stuff like that. So the Bridges Support Community, that was a group, by the way, that we started for autistic adults. Then later on, we were also working with ADHD communities as well. So I wanted to understand that what is the global perspective, and how we can help each other. How can I can learn from your communities, and how I can help people who are living, who are brown community, but who are living in UK, US, or maybe Europe, to understand that what are the procedures and methods that are applied in the other countries. So next, okay. So these are some pictures where I am working with different organizations, and that is, by the way, this is the picture of what you could say. Okay, this is the picture of a drum circle, by the way, which was in, I think, in Arizona, I guess. Okay, so next, this is like you can see, I am just, I think that was my first or second autism summit. So I wanted to add that picture, that it give me another platform to come to people, come to amazing people, to know amazing people, to talk to them, to work with them, to understand their ways, and also understand how things could be different, how things can connect with each other. So, and I'm just listing all the things I so it might give me some little time to save your time. So everything is listed already over here. So if I forget to say anything, you can just read over here. So the work experience that I get is that is I'm working with Sound of Autism, like I told you. That was the first organization and the first woman, which is Cricket, who helped me out. So she is living in Arizona, and I'm working there as global international director. Then there's another organization as a trauma informed therapist with CIC Wellbeing Network. Then I'm also work with UN consultant as psychoeducation with gender-based violence to trauma with the foreign refugees, with immigrants. And some of the project that I did with them was in Pashto as well. So I'm also working with Glossin Global Community, which is a kind of inclusion network. And then I'm also working as like to understand the perspective of how autistic, ADHD, or ADHD people are interconnected globally. And then I also there's another organization with the name of Getting Sorted, where I'm a board member, and I'm just trying to understand that how I can empower the new diversity world. And we work with families, we work with children, we work with suicide prevention. So it's an amazing community around us. Next, this organization with the name of KKWF, Clean Fun of the Welfare Foundation, where I am working with them as a counselor, as a rehabilitation or trauma informed therapist. Then I'm also the important thing which I want everybody to understand is I work as an autism consultant, and I develop an AI app with the help of them, which is an AI driven app which is going to help in assessment, diagnosing, and to provide a plan to the parents and to the therapist. And that is kind of a bridge between the parents and the therapist and the child. So that was the most amazing thing by now that I did over here. And then there's some other thing, like as a recovering from childhood abuse and trauma. That is the online forum, by the way. And then I'm also co-founder of Neurodivergent Adult Pakistan. That is also kind of support group. Okay. So now then there's another organization with the name of IDP Youth Development Program. I'm their country head. Then I work as an ambassador neurodivergent expert as ASAUMUN. That is basically a UN forum where we form a kind of a assembly around the world. We have a lot of people around the world. I'm the only expert over there where I presented about what autism is, how autism is, and how we can interact with each other to learn from each other and help the community around the world. Then these are the support groups that I talk about, and yeah, I think I talked about this already. So yeah, so these are some pictures. I have one podcast with the name of Spectrum Talks and Tips International. These are some pictures from that, and you can find that in the Google as well. On the Sound of Autism, you will find it that as well. And I have a own channel with the name of Anila Khan. You will find it over there as well in the Google. Sorry, on the YouTube. So yeah, this is the nomination that I have, and I think that is my third nomination in the same award for 2026 as a positive role model for the effort that I have done. So these are some work with the refugees. I went with them. I work with them. I work with inclusion. I work with them that how to work with people who have learning disability and people who came from trauma background, and how we can work with them and how we can understand that with limited resources, how we can interact with each other and how we can create an environment and how we can learn to progress in the limited resources. So these are some of the project pictures that I have. And yes, so this is the app that I was talking about. So the name of the app is Curie. You can find it on the Google app. It is available over there. So in the picture, you can see that we have another app with the name of yeah, so Curo. Yeah, so this is the app where you can. There's another important thing to understand that is not going to replace any therapist. That is not going to replace the diagnostic criteria. You still have to go to the therapist and you still have to follow the procedure. But meanwhile, when you are in the queue line, you can just go, you can find this app, and it is in a couple of languages, by the way. And I think it's free from Pakistan, but in other countries, I think we are working on that and we are developing more resources around it, how we can launch that app around the world internationally. So next is, yes, so these are my award and nomination, like Autism Hero Award for 2023, International Inspirational Women Award 2023, and Mental Health America Award, Neurodiversity Award, Positive Role Model 2023, then Sharjah International Award for Refugee Advocacy Support 2024-2025. I was nominated for that. Then I think there are a couple of things as well. So again, Neurodiversity Award 2024, Neurodiversity Awards 2025, Neurodiversity Awards 2026. Then there was this local award which I would like to talk about, Story Pakhtunkhwa Award. Story means star. Pakhtunkhwa is my province that I belong to. So I got that award in 2025. Then Outstanding Diversity Network Award by Inclusive Award, that was 2025. And then Fakhri Pakhtunkhwa Award 2026. So yeah, and that is a list to go. I think that is more into maybe getting the recognition of the work that I have done. But I'm more happy to connect with people rather than the award and title that I get along with that. So I have been listed as one of the top 9 professionals around the world for uncovering autism and changing the way that how the world is looking toward the neurodiversity and neurodivergent people. So I told you that I want to clarify again that is autism and ADHD. So then I am listed for 13 influence voice working on child abuse awareness and prevention on social media and social and global platform. So I got in the list for 2025 and I've also got in the list for 2026. So I am, you could say that I'm the only professional around the world who work on intersectionality in neurodivergent community and mental health community. So that includes white, brown, and black community, and I just want to bridge the gap between that. So yeah, so this is all about me, and thank you so much again and again to listening me, and I hope that we will get a chance to talk to you people again, and we are just planning something else. But I think that was all from my side, and thank you so much again, and thank you so much, Sarah, for giving me the platform to be one of the international spotlight in your transmission. So everybody who's listening to me, thank you so much, and that's all from my side.